There's a reason certain knowledge has been kept from you, because the moment you understand it, you become dangerous. You stop being controlled. You stop following the script, and instead you write it. For centuries, a small elite group has guarded this wisdom, passing it down only to those deemed worthy. They are the 33rd degree Freemasons, the highest rank, the inner circle, the ones who don't just predict the future, but create it. And here's the truth they'll never tell you. The world you live in isn't random. It's carefully designed. Designed by those who understand the hidden forces that shape reality itself. You've heard the names before: the Freemasons, the Rosicrucians, the Illuminati, the Skull and Bones. But what you don't know is why they exist. These weren't just social clubs. They were repositories of ancient knowledge, passing down secrets so powerful that they gave their members an unfair advantage over the masses. Now, a lot of these groups have either been destroyed or gone deep underground. But one remains, one that has survived for centuries, evolving and spreading its influence across the globe. Freemasonry. Originally, the Freemasons were responsible for constructing some of history's most magnificent structures: Gothic cathedrals, temples, monuments. But as time passed, their focus shifted from physical architecture to something much more powerful: the architecture of reality itself. When the Grand Lodge was established in 1717, something changed. Freemasonry was no longer just about buildings, it became about building power. It spread rapidly, first across Europe, then to every corner of the world. But here's what most people don't understand. Freemasonry is not just one group, it's a pyramid. At the bottom are the regular members, the Blue Lodge. They go through 3 degrees: apprentice, fellow craft, master mason. And most Masons? They never go beyond this, because the real secrets, the real power, they are hidden in the highest degrees. At the top of this pyramid is the Scottish Rite, and the highest level, the one reserved for the elite few, is the 33rd degree. Only a handful ever reach it, and those who do, they are the ones who shape history. Over the years, 14 U.S. presidents have been Freemasons. Freemasons have dominated Congress, the Supreme Court, and global finance. Their symbols are everywhere, hidden in plain sight. But why? Because the highest-ranking Freemasons don't just know history, they control it. Now, at this point, you might be thinking, what exactly is this secret knowledge they've been guarding for centuries? And why is it so powerful? Here's what most people never realize. At the core of Freemasonry lies a set of hidden laws, universal principles that govern reality itself. These laws have been known to the greatest minds in history, men like Isaac Newton, Leonardo da Vinci, and Nikola Tesla. And today, these laws are still used by the elite to accumulate wealth, influence, and power on a scale most people can't even comprehend. These laws are not theories. They are the blueprint for bending reality to your will. And the first law is the foundation of everything. It's the reason why the Freemasons, the Rosicrucians, and the ancient mystery schools all revolved around one fundamental idea: the law of mentalism. All is mind. Let me ask you something. What if everything you've ever experienced, your struggles, your successes, even the people in your life, wasn't random? What if I told you it all began long before it ever happened? Inside your own mind. This isn't philosophy, it's a law. The law of mentalism. It states that everything begins in the mind. The physical world isn't the cause of your reality. It's the effect of it. The elite have always known this. Every empire, every revolution, every invention, all began as a single thought. Before Napoleon Bonaparte conquered Europe, he saw himself as emperor. Before Leonardo da Vinci painted the Mona Lisa, he envisioned it in his mind. Before Thomas Edison created the light bulb, he imagined a world illuminated by artificial light. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Napoleon Hill. But here's the difference between you and them. Most people react to the world around them. The 33rd degree Freemasons and other secret societies, they create the world they want to live in. They don't wait for opportunities. They create them. You've seen the all-seeing eye, right? The eye of providence, the symbol floating above the pyramid on the US dollar bill. Most assume it represents control or surveillance, but that's only the surface level. Its true meaning? It represents consciousness. It is the mind as the ultimate architect of reality. This is why the most powerful people in history, George Washington, Winston Churchill, Benjamin Franklin, understood this principle. They knew that mastering thought is mastering reality. Let me show you something most people overlook. There's a reason that every high-ranking Mason, world leader, and CEO follows this principle. Because once you control your mind, you control everything. They don't hope for success. They don't wish for influence. They know it's already theirs before it even exists. And this isn't just mindset talk. It's science. Studies from Harvard and Stanford show that mental rehearsal activates the same neural pathways as real-life experience. Meaning, your brain can't tell the difference between what's imagined and what's real. And the elite, they use this to their advantage. Now, here's where it gets interesting, because this is something you can use right now. It's a visualization technique used by high-level Masons, billionaires, and visionaries. And it's dangerously effective. Here's how it works. See it as already real. The biggest mistake people make is hoping for success. The secret is to visualize it as already done. Feel it with conviction. You must not only see it but feel the emotions of already having it. The brain reprograms itself based on the emotions attached to thoughts. Act as if it's inevitable. Once you truly believe something is already yours, others will start believing it too. And that's where the real magic happens. This is why people follow leaders. Why some ideas spread like wildfire. Because conviction is contagious. Those who understand the law of mentalism, they aren't just participants in reality, they are the architects of it. And the ones who don't, they spend their lives being controlled by those who do. But here's the real secret. Mentalism is only one part of the equation. Because once you understand the next law, you'll see how reality itself, down to your very thoughts, can be influenced, manipulated, and even controlled. 2. The law of vibration. Nothing rests, everything moves. Everything around you, every sound, every object, every thought, every emotion is in motion. And whether you realize it or not, that motion is shaping your reality. The ancients knew this. The Egyptians, the Tibetan monks, the Freemasons, they all understood one fundamental truth. Vibration isn't just sound. It is the hidden force that governs everything. Science has already proven what mystics have known for thousands of years. Nikola Tesla once said, "If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration." Albert Einstein stated, "Everything in life is vibration." Even quantum physics confirms that matter itself is just condensed energy vibrating at different frequencies. And here's where it gets dangerous. The elite don't just know this law, they use it to control perception itself. Look at the greatest empires in history. Look at the most influential leaders. Look at the world's most iconic structures. They all have one thing in common. They were designed with sacred vibration in mind. Think about this. Masonic temples and government buildings, they aren't just built for aesthetics. They are constructed using sacred geometry and mathematical harmonics designed to amplify energy. Cathedrals and mosques, their domes and acoustics aren't random. They are tuned to specific resonant frequencies to create spiritual and emotional responses in those who enter. Even the pyramids of Egypt, one of the greatest mysteries in history, were built with precise mathematical ratios that align with cosmic frequencies. Because those who control vibration control the perception of reality itself. Let's go deeper. You ever wonder why certain speeches, certain anthems, certain corporate jingles seem to stick in your mind? It's because they are carefully crafted using vibration-based principles that bypass logic and go straight to the subconscious mind. Hitler's speeches were analyzed for their rhythmic patterns. They followed hypnotic cadence techniques used in ancient mystery schools. Martin Luther King Jr.'s "I Have a Dream" speech wasn't just powerful because of his words. It was the rhythm, the tone, the pauses that sent vibrations straight into the souls of those who listened. Logos and corporate branding. Ever notice how the golden arches of McDonald's or the swoosh of Nike feel familiar? These symbols are crafted using sacred geometry principles, which means they vibrate at specific frequencies that create trust and attraction. Now, here's where it gets even more powerful. High-ranking 33rd degree Freemasons, world leaders, and billionaires don't just understand vibration. They use it to manipulate the energy of themselves and those around them. It's called Masonic frequency control. And you can use it too. If you want to become more charismatic, more persuasive, more powerful, you must first master your own vibration. Here's how the elite do it. 1. Control your inputs. What you listen to, who you speak to, and where you spend your time all affect your frequency. Avoid low-frequency environments, gossip, negativity, toxic social media. Surround yourself with high-frequency energy, music, people, and content that elevate you. 2. Master resonant breathing. Freemasons and Tibetan monks use specific breathing rhythms to enter heightened states of awareness. Try the 6-second rule. Inhale for 6 seconds, hold for 6, exhale for 6. This instantly realigns your energy. Use tonal affirmations. Say your goals out loud in a confident, rhythmic tone to imprint them into your subconscious. 3. Visualize with vibration. The most powerful people don't just think about success. They feel it. When you visualize a goal, feel the frequency of already having it. Your mind will start aligning your actions with that reality. Once you control your vibration, something incredible happens. You become magnetic. People are drawn to you. You command attention. Your voice and presence resonate. You stop reacting to the world and start shaping it. And here's the real kicker. Vibration is just one piece of the puzzle. Because the next law, it's the ultimate key to bending time, rewriting destiny, and controlling the future itself. 3. The law of cause and effect. Reality is a game of consequences. Nothing, absolutely nothing, happens by accident. Every empire, every revolution, every fortune ever built wasn't random. It was engineered. The elite know this. The 33rd degree Freemasons, the world's most powerful leaders, the billionaires, the shadow organizations, they don't react to life. They create it. Why? Because they understand one universal truth. Every action produces a reaction. Every cause sets a chain of effects into motion. And those who master this law master destiny itself. Most people live life like chess beginners. They make moves based on what's in front of them. The elite, they think 10, 20, even 100 moves ahead. This is why 33rd degree Masons, Jesuits, and ancient mystery schools all teach long-term strategy. Napoleon Bonaparte, one of the greatest military minds in history, said, "Take time to deliberate, but when the time for action comes, stop thinking and go in." Machiavelli, the infamous strategist, warned, "He who controls events has power, but he who foresees events controls history." The elite do not gamble with fate. They bend it to their will. To outsiders, rituals might seem like symbolic nonsense. But to those who know, they are calculated actions designed to trigger specific future outcomes. Why do secret societies obsess over precise words, dates, and symbols? Why do governments launch projects on certain numerologically significant days? Why do the Vatican, Washington, D.C., and the pyramids align with cosmic patterns? Because the most powerful people in history understood. The right action at the right time creates unstoppable momentum. And here's where it gets dangerous. This knowledge isn't just for the elite. If you apply this law consciously, you stop being a pawn in life's game. You become the one moving the pieces. Here's how the elite do it and how you can too. Step 1. Reverse engineer your reality. Ask yourself, what is the exact outcome I want? Most people set vague goals like, I want to be rich. I want to be successful. I want to be powerful. The elite, they define the details. I will have $10 million by 2027. I will own 3 companies that generate passive income. I will control industries that shape public perception. Once the goal is clear, you work backward, step by step, until the path reveals itself. Because when you know the destination, the path builds itself. Step 2. Create strategic triggers. Every decision must set up the next move. The elite never make a single, isolated action. Masons carefully choose who they interact with. Billionaires design their environments to push them toward success. Ancient kings married into specific bloodlines to secure long-term power. Why? Because small, consistent actions compound into unstoppable momentum. Ask yourself daily, what action can I take today that will ripple for years? Step 3. Leverage time to your advantage. The weak chase short-term pleasure. The elite plan in decades. The Rothschild banking dynasty didn't build power overnight. They manipulated economies over centuries. The Jesuits don't think in months, they shape generations. The Vatican has been playing a millennia-long chess game. The secret? Delayed gratification. While the masses chase fast money, fast fame, fast distractions, the ones who master cause and effect sacrifice the present to dominate the future. If you want to reprogram your mind to think like a high-ranking Mason, start here. Takes 5 minutes, but rewires your entire perception of reality. 1. Command your reality. Each morning, your first thought shapes your entire day. Instead of waking up reacting to life, wake up declaring your future. Say this out loud. I create my own fate. Feel it. Believe it. Because your mind is the blueprint of your life. 2. The mental picture technique. Freemasons, Tibetan monks, and billionaires all understand reality follows thought. Take 30 seconds every morning to see yourself as the person you want to become. Wealthy, powerful, influential, untouchable. Don't just picture it. Feel it as if it's already real. Because once your mind accepts it as real, reality bends to match it. 3. The law of cause and effect hack. Each day, set one clear action that moves you toward your goal. Not random, not accidental. One intentional move toward your desired future. It doesn't have to be huge. It just has to build momentum. Because the elite don't wait for fate. They architect it, You now know something 99.9% of people never will. The hidden forces that shape reality. The symbols, codes, and rituals embedded into our world. The way powerful individuals control fate itself. But here's the real question. Will you just understand this? Or will you use it? Because knowledge without action is powerless. But applied knowledge, that's how kings are made. You don't need to be a 33rd degree Freemason. You don't need to be born into power. You don't need an invitation to a secret order. Because the real secret, the knowledge has always been free. The difference, the elite apply it. They use mentalism to shape belief. They use vibration to attract power. They manipulate cause and effect to make their success inevitable. And now, you can too. You've just seen behind the curtain, now you have a choice. You now hold knowledge that has shaped kings, empires, and secret orders for centuries. And at this moment, you stand at a crossroads. One path, you walk away. Pretend you never saw this. Go back to life as usual, playing by rules you never agreed to. The other, you use this knowledge. You step into power. You begin to see what most never will. But let me warn you, most people will do nothing. They'll watch. They'll be fascinated. And then, they'll forget. They'll wake up tomorrow, trapped in the same routine, the same mindset, the same invisible prison. But a rare few, a dangerous few, will never see the world the same way again. They'll start noticing the hidden codes in everyday life. They'll see how words, symbols, and energy manipulate perception. They'll realize power isn't given, it's taken. And once you see it, you can never unsee it. But let me be clear, this was just the surface. Reality is far deeper, more structured, more controlled than you've ever imagined. There are forces at play that the masses will never comprehend. The world isn't chaotic, it's engineered. And if this was eye-opening, what's coming next will shatter everything you thought you knew. So here's the test. Let's see who's really paying attention. Comment below, I understand. If you grasp what's happening, hit the like button. Not for the algorithm, but as a signal that you're awake. Subscribe, because the next video is going to take you even deeper into the abyss. You think you're ready? Then I'll see you in the next one.